The recipe to successful performance. All of us have been advised to study hard at school so that we can go to the best colleges and universities and be successful. But do best colleges and universities really mean success for you? Let's look at these SAT scores for the typical school, where 800 is the highest score. Those with the highest SAT scores wind up being more than 50% of the students who got their degrees in these schools, while the lowest SAT score is just around 18% of the people who eventually graduate. Not too shocking. So let's look at the best school right now, including Harvard. Here, students with the lowest SAT score are always smarter than the better students in the typical classroom. And yet, when we look at their graduation rate, it looks quite familiar. The high students constitute well over 50% of the graduates, while the lower SAT scores represent only 15% of the graduates. Wait, what's going on here? This phenomenon is known as the big fish, little pond effect. Simply put, we're not comparing ourselves internationally, but with our neighbors or people who are in the same boat as we are. As a consequence, students in top schools measure themselves to their brilliant classmates, and if you're in the lower half of the class, you're likely to feel inferior, although you're actually at the peak of the mountain relative to the rest of the world. For instance, if you're unhappy, but everybody around you is unhappy, you may think about yourself as normal, instead of being surrounded by people who are happier than you. Similarly, if you're very smart at an elite school, you can end up being a little fish in a very large pond. And knowing like you're at the bottom affects your confidence and self-esteem, which might eventually lead you to a state of demoralization. Here are some more statistics for you. 50% of US STEM students drop out in the first or second year of study. But for every 10-point decrease in the school's average SAT ranking, graduation increases by 2%. Meaning, if you don't go to the top schools, you're even more likely to earn your degree. So, who would end up becoming more productive and successful in the real world? An analysis of publications created by economists in their first 6 years after graduation found that top students in the 99th percentile, i.e., smarter than about any other individual at school, produced an incredible number of publications from the top 5 American institutes. For those in the 75th percentile, even being in the top 5 schools did not manage to publish anything. Essentially, they end up failing in their sector. But if we look at the best students in the 30 worst schools now, we'll see that they're publishing more than the best schools in the world. Clearly, the environment you're in and the friends around you matter. Now, of course, this doesn't cover every aspect of going to a top-ranked school, including the fact that having a degree from one of them can be a badge of honor and may help you find a job more easily. But given that you managed to graduate from it. So when you're applying for school or even for your current college, bear in mind that whether you're heading to the best or the worst school, the recipe for success is mixed. Remember the value of faith in your ability and how becoming a big fish in a tiny pond can often be more important than the school itself.